When disaster strikes, one of the most urgent but often overlooked aspects of survival is breathing clean air. In certain emergencies like nuclear events, chemical spills, wildfires, or even prolonged power outages, you may need to seal your home from the outside air. In these scenarios, you must create cleaner air indoors without relying on your usual ventilation systems like AC units or vents. So we're going to look at some pretty easy ways to make it work with DIY solutions. A box fan with a HEPA filter or MERV 13 filter. HEPA filters are designed to capture tiny particles, including radioactive dust and chemical pollutants. MERV 13 filters do the same. While HEPA filters capture 99% of particles, MERV 13 filters capture about 95%. And I'll put a link to the MERV 13 filters, carbon filters, and HEPA filters in the description. So how do you make it? You get a basic box fan and a HEPA filter, the kind used in air purifiers or HVAC systems, or a MERV 13 filter. Tape the HEPA filter or MERV filter to the back of the fan, sealing the edges with duct tape to ensure all the air passes through the filter. Set the fan up inside your sealed-off room and turn it on. The fan will draw air through the filter, reducing harmful particles. When to use it? This setup is most effective in a small, closed room, like a bathroom or a bedroom, where it can create a pocket of cleaner air. Activated charcoal air scrubber. Activated charcoal is well known for its ability to absorb toxins, chemicals, and odors. So how do you make it? Fill a small pouch or a sock with activated charcoal. Tie off the end and attach it to the front of a fan. As air flows through the fan, it will pass over the charcoal, which will help absorb impurities. When to use it? This is actually a useful secondary filter that can complement your HEPA fan setup, adding an additional layer of protection. You can also purchase cut-to-fit charcoal filters and place these on your fan, layering them with the HEPA or MERV 13 filters. Of course, the link will be in the description. Algae tanks for oxygen production. Algae naturally produce oxygen through photosynthesis, making them a mini oxygen generator. How to make it? Fill a clear container with water and introduce a culture of spirulina or chlorella algae. Position the container in sunlight or under a solar-powered light to encourage growth. Algae will slowly release oxygen, which can supplement the air in a sealed room. When to use it? This method is slower, but it's effective for prolonged situations where you need a continuous supply of fresh oxygen. As an FYI, hydroponic systems naturally create algae. This can be a great way to combine growing plants that produce oxygen and growing algae that produces oxygen in one system. Wet cloth barriers for air leaks. Wet cloths can act like a primitive filter, catching dust, ash, or other airborne contaminants before they enter your space. How to make it? Soak towels or sheets in water and drape them over windows, doors, or vents. Ensure they're tightly sealed to block airflow. And when to use it? This quick solution works best for wildfires or dust storms, where particles are the primary concern. Houseplants with air cleaning properties. Certain houseplants can absorb toxins and release oxygen, making them a natural air purifier. Some examples include the peace lily, snake plant, aloe vera, spider plant, and areca palm, just some of the best options. And how you use them? You arrange several plants in your closed-off room to improve air quality over time. When to use it? It's not a primary filter, but plants provide steady air quality improvement over hours or days. I would suggest having these plants in your home now and moving them to your closed-off room if it's needed. You can also grow many toxin-absorbing, oxygen-releasing plants in a hydroponic system. Plastic sheeting clean room. A clean room can act as a barrier against outside contamination. How to make it? Use plastic sheeting and duct tape to seal off a small part of a room. Create an airlock by hanging a piece of sheeting over a doorway, making sure it can be zipped or taped for entry and exit. When to use it? This is an effective approach for nuclear fallout, chemical spills, or bioweapons attacks, creating a controlled environment inside your home. So what are the key takeaways from this part of the video? In a disaster scenario, the air you breathe can be as crucial as the water you drink or the food you eat. HEPA filters or MERV 13 filters and activated charcoal are the most effective DIY tools for immediate air filtration. And if you're sheltering for longer periods, algae tanks or houseplants can help maintain those oxygen levels. Building a clean room or using wet cloth barriers can protect you from airborne particles in the short term. But combining these DIY solutions would create an ideal multi-layered air purification system for surviving in uninhabitable conditions. Here's how to do it. The fan with the HEPA, MERV 13, and charcoal filter. Combine the HEPA or MERV 13 filter with a charcoal filter on the fan. The primary role, it acts as the main air scrubber, removing particulate contaminants and chemical gases from the room. Positioning, place it strategically in the room to ensure air is continuously circulated through the filters. The algae tank for oxygen generation. The primary role here is to produce oxygen through photosynthesis, maintaining breathable air over time. Positioning, you'll want to keep it near the filtered fan so the oxygen it generates can be dispersed evenly throughout the room. Houseplants with air cleaning properties. The primary role here, they absorb toxins and provide a steady supply of additional oxygen. Positioning, place these around the algae tank to create a small oxygen zone. This adds to the oxygen production and improves overall air quality. The fan filters remove harmful particles and gases, while the algae tank and plants produce oxygen. This combination ensures cleaner, breathable air in an otherwise sealed environment, compensating for the lack of fresh airflow. And this combination is a practical, low-cost, and adaptable solution for a variety of SHTF scenarios like nuclear events, chemical leaks, or smoke-filled environments. Preparing to filter the air in a sealed environment isn't something most people think about until it's too late, or they didn't realize it's even possible. These simple, low-cost methods can significantly improve your chances of survival in various emergency scenarios. Adapting these techniques to your unique situation can turn a potential disaster into something more manageable.